So coming into mountain pose. Nowhere to go, nothing to do. Tuning in to your body, to your breath. What are you noticing? There's nothing to fix or change. It's simply to notice. So now the urge, the impulse to move. Let's start with expanding, extending the arms forwards and out and up. One in-breath. And then turn the palms out, one long out-breath. So you're taking in the air through your nostrils. Palms turning up in front of you, little finger side lifting, reaching the arms out, keep lifting the little finger side. And at the top of the in-breath, pause and then turn your palms out and down as you breathe out. So this is filling your lungs, every lobe of your lungs with air. Feel the rib cage expanded. Hold on to some of that expansion as you breathe out. Link your fingers above your head, make a steeple with your index fingers. And I've just set my feet slightly wider apart. Upper arms are in front of the ears. Drop the arms down through the shoulders. As you exhale, come up and over to your right, reaching, lengthening. Feel how strong you are on the left side, grounded through your left foot. Feel your left hip. Breathing deeply into your left ribs. Keep your throat soft, your jaw relaxed. Hear the breath in your throat. Inhale up to center, soften a little. And then up and over to your left side. Feel that extension. The right side supporting, grounding you. Little bit of compression on the left side of the waist. Deep breaths. Open armpits. And then coming up to the center, and we're going to let the arms fall. Inhale up and let the arms fall. And keep that going. Starting to fold at the knees, folding at the hips. So freeing up the breath, freeing up the body. Breathing out with a big sigh or a bit of a roar. And when you go down the next time and just hold it, just let yourself bob. Your knees are bent enough that your fingertips reach the floor. Inhaling as you round up, expand, extending your arms. Exhaling as you bend the knees, bending the elbows, front body over your thighs. So it's like cat breath, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. The next time you exhale, turn your toes out as you bend and come into the squat. And swinging the legs from side, the feet from side to side. One foot down and then the other. If you're not somebody that squats, then you can be just practicing some of this kneeling lunging. And about 5 times on each leg. So the important thing about this type of movement, the squatting or the lunging, is that you're getting in to the base of the body. So important for the health of the whole of the pelvic floor, lower body, all of those organs. And just moving outwards to think of the joints. So easing in the, starting down at the base with your feet, your toes, your heels, your ankles. And the knees, the hips. And from here, you'll come into either toes touching, knees wide, or you can have your knees together. And we're coming into this extended movement. So dropping down. Just staying in that place that works for you. Uncurling so that your head comes up last, so whether you've got your legs wide or whether your knees are together. Just coming up and bringing the knees together. So coming back into breath awareness, awareness of your body, your breath, your mind. We're going to just place the hands not too far in front of the knees. Come up and tuck your toes under. So your knees and your feet are hip width. And just noticing the angle of your arms. When you lift your knees, notice that you've kept the angle of your arms and that there's no stress or strain into your shoulders. You don't feel heavy in your head. This is about your feet, your ankles, your Achilles, the big muscles of your legs. So the big muscles of your legs are the ones that take you up, the ones that support you when you're walking, not your arms or your shoulders. So right now, the hands, the arms are providing a prop, but they are not taking all of the weight. Deep breaths in and deep breaths out, just exploring this dog pose, finding one that works for you. Deep breaths. Go right to the end of the exhales. And when you want to come down, fold down in that hairpin shape. Still your shoulders and your hands haven't, and your arms and your hands haven't taken any of the strain. Finding a resting pose. Uncurling again, anchoring your sitting bones and allowing your spine to become upright. Bringing your knees back together, taking a moment here again. We'll come up to half kneeling, half squatting. So toes tucked under and the other foot, the instep and the knee are horizontally in line. So the inhalation here, as you exhale, head down, bottom up. And don't rush this. You can make it into a flow, but checking that your ankle, knee and hip of both legs are actually tracking. You're not allowing the knee to go off to the side or the foot to turn out. Keep everything working. Inhaling as you come down, exhaling as you go up. And when you've done that a few times, then swap straight over to the other side. Fingers on the floor and your arms are again, they're a little prop, but this is coming from your legs. So the legs are providing the strength. And then resting down. And it's time for resting. A little bit of Shavasana. So coming down to Shavasana. Sometimes it can be hard to feel the body on the floor, to feel the letting go. So if you slide your arms as high as they'll go on the floor, so upper arms by the ears if that's possible for you. And we're going to reach all the way up and down your right side and then reach all the way up and down your left side. So feeling your pelvis moving in the middle. And take your arms and your legs into a star shape. And starting off going around the body, contracting each limb in turn. So starting with your right arm and let it go. Right leg and let it go. Left leg, let it go. Left arm, let it go. And go around the body again. Right side, right arm, contracting, letting go. Left arm, foot, contracting, letting go. And the other leg. And the left arm. So it's arm and leg, leg and arm. And then when you rest, slide your hands down. And noticing how that feels now. I'm rolling the head, just feeling the bones, sensations, getting into the bones of the neck. Keeping the head on one side, just breathing into that side. Slow motion, rolling to the center and over to the other side. Slowly back to center. Sliding the legs in. So bringing the knees over the front body so that you are just the spine. Let yourself roll. Again, the head is rolling, the body's following. Just going from side to side as you roll. Really let the body flow, following the head, so you end up almost on your temple and you're really pressing your head into the ground. So the head, you're aware of every millimeter of pressure and movement across your skull, the back of your skull, sides. And just taking a moment there, just easing. If you're able to reach your big toes, just bring them together, knees apart. Bring your shins perpendicular, still holding your toes. softening your shoulders. So you might want to get your strap and have it around your feet. You might want to put a block onto your head so that your neck is relaxed, your jaw and your shoulders are relaxed. You're still just the spine. Just let your fingers come out and drop down behind your knees. Drop your legs. Come into this upside down squat. So your upper arms and your elbows are on the floor. Slide your fingers out from behind your left leg and just either keep your hands behind your right thigh, your knee, or bring your hands, if your knee is okay, bring your hands onto your shin. Fingers coming out here. And the knee, I don't know if you can see, there's a slight angle here. So the knee is going towards the armpit. The foot is going in towards the midline a little. And just resting here. Deep breaths. So I've got my left leg long, which is really nice for opening up the front of the left hip. As I rest here, I've got my left hand is holding my right foot. There's just a little bit of draw towards the midline. And if I put my right hand on my right knee, there's just a movement out to the side and away. So you're coming into a little movement here with your right foot resting on the top of the left thigh now, and the right hand just massaging, supporting the right thigh. Now, if you keep your right foot on the top of the left thigh, close to the groin, slowly start to bring your left foot to the floor with your knee bent. So you've come into this posture using your hands. If there's any pain whatsoever in the knees, then stop. I'm going to let my left foot come off the floor, put my right hand through the keyhole that I've made with my right shin, and linking the fingers behind my left thigh. Again, just being careful of your shoulders and your neck. Deep breaths in, deep breaths out. I'm going to unlink my fingers, keep my legs in this position, bring my arms to a T shape, and really slowly rolling my right foot towards the left side, rolling my head to look along the right arm. Inhaling back to center and rolling to the right, looking along the left arm. Just rocking gently from side to side. You can feel the diagonal movement across the back. You can also feel your pelvis. Keeping your shoulders down. When your right foot goes towards the left side, just use your left hand to hold your right ankle. So you're staying in the twist on this side. The hand just helps support the ankle, keep the leg in place. Staying with deep breaths in and deep breaths out. And really slowly returning to center. Putting your left foot down. Support your right leg as you release the foot to the floor. Just for a moment, slide both legs away. Noticing how that feels, the fronts of your thighs and your groins. And then if we come back to this upside down squat, feel yourself centered, feel yourself comfortable here. So if you let your right leg go this time, foot on the floor, and bringing your left hand, either both hands behind the knee, drawing the thigh close, or you can put the right hand on top of the shin and slide your left hand out and holding the leg close. But over the side of the body, the knees going towards the armpit. Slowly slide your right leg long. So you notice the knee is turning out towards the left side of the body. The foot is moving towards the midline. Feeling the openness in your right hip. So you can gradually encourage the foot closer to the midline, the heel towards the right groin, and your knee gradually moving away and down. So you're using the hand on the foot just to draw the hand close, and the other hand, left hand, is massaging the knee, massaging the thigh, just encouraging that release. So slowly feeling into that. All the time supporting the foot with your right hand. And then going to slowly bend the right knee, bring the right foot in, keeping your left foot at the top of the thigh. And your hand can be on that left knee. Just noticing, again, any pain, and come out of the posture. So if you take your right foot off the floor, so now you're anchored, you're holding the leg with your other leg. Bring your arms out to the T shape. Let your legs go towards the right side first, so that left foot dropping towards the right side. Rolling back to center. Rolling over to the left side. Looking along the other arm. So rolling, feeling your pelvis as you roll, feeling that movement across your back. When you bring your legs towards the right side next time, so that left foot
is coming close to the floor on the right side. Use your right hand to support the ankle, just holding in the position. Just letting your head roll to the left. Deep breaths in, deep breaths out. Can you feel the diagonal movement across the front of your body? So there's a pull. Allowing yourself to enjoy the breaths here. Another deep breath in here. As you breathe out, just supporting back to the center, releasing the foot off the leg, both knees over the chest, and then feet to the floor, slowly sliding your legs long. So resting, long legs, arms by your sides. Can you feel the groundedness, feeling of letting go? Let's bend the knees, bring the knees over the chest. And after all of that static stuff, we're going to have a good shake. So shaking your legs, shaking your arms, releasing all of that tension, energizing, feeling your fingers, your hands, your wrists, the muscles of your arms, toes and ankles, muscles of your calves and your thighs. Really go for it. Shaking, shaking. And then resting, letting go, letting go. So we're going to roll up to sitting, just finding your way into sitting, and then back into kneeling. We'll come straight into the all fours. In fact, we'll just have a little moment just to let your head settle. So just a moment in child. And then extend your arms forwards, and as you exhale, just bring yourself into that hanging cobra. Inhaling up, exhaling back. So you inhale up, you exhale forwards. So right now, if you hang here, neck is free, arms are supporting you, pelvis is hanging, and there's no pinching in your lumbar. The fronts of your hips are open. If you were not able to drop your pelvis, and exhaling back here, if you were not able to drop your pelvis, then that would cause pinching in your lumbar. But the ability to let your pelvis be the fulcrum, that heavy weight. So you can see I'm not flowing with each breath. I'm holding just for a couple of moments to really allow sensations to develop. So the flowing movement is great, works all the joints. It's soothing to the nervous system, but holding, as well as having worked your joints, it's a strengthening movement. So I'm using my arms to resist the ground. That's really the only place where I can feel very much work going on. I'm allowing my pelvis to be relaxed, softening my buttocks. So my arms are doing the work, but I've got straight arm bones. Another breath in here and flowing back to rest on my heels. Uncurling. Just coming up into this position once again. Sitting on the heels. Let's come into the all fours. So let's roll the barrel of the ribs. So rolling the barrel. We've done a lot of work on the spine. Circling in the opposite direction. So roll the barrel of your ribs. Really getting in there. And then from the all fours, making that lizard movement where right ear and shoulder move towards the right hip. And then back to center and to the left. Remember, you're not looking over your shoulder, you're not turning your head. You're keeping your ear horizontal, in the horizontal plane. So just keeping working here. I find it easiest just to focus on my spine and think of the curve. So a long curve, a C curve on one side, and the reverse of the C curve on the other. So lizard spine. Feels nice, and then resting back. So coming back into a resting posture, sitting on your heels or resting in child. And then when you come back to the all fours this time, slide your right knee towards your right wrist and take your foot across to the left. So your right knee is touching your right wrist. You've got this diagonal movement. You're going to slide your left leg back until you feel the heel in the groin. Now, I haven't got that much weight on my arms, keeping the shoulders relaxed. I'm just going to use my thumb in the right groin and just roll the flesh outwards. So I just, no pinching in the hip, just a little bit more space. And in fact, my left leg is going back a bit more. Staying with that, deep breaths in, deep breaths out. So as well as the fold in the hips, you've got a nice back extension here. Stay with that, deep breaths in, deep breaths out. You can fold over the leg,
that's not necessarily necessary. But what is very nice, and is really the purpose of Pigeon, is to come up on your fingers, lift a little bit away from the leg. So you're coming up here, the right shin is going right down into the ground, and you can lift your chest forwards and up. So you have your pigeon breast. To come out of that, you're going to come down and come over onto your right buttock. Your left leg is going to swing forwards. So you come into this, now I've got cramp. You come into this half cross-legged posture. Taking a moment here. And slide that left leg back, come back into pigeon, and then go down again. So you could play around with that for a few moments, just do that in your own time. And then eventually come back to this posture. And I'm putting multiple postures together. It doesn't work always, but it's very nice to now pick up your left leg, bring it across your right thigh. Make sure you're not sitting on that right heel. So drop your buttock down. A little blanket or something under there is nice. So you've changed what's happening in your hips. We've been expanding and opening them. Now we're closing them. So let's bring the right arm and take it around your left knee and your left hand, fingertips to the floor behind you. Be careful to keep both shoulders low, and the rotation is from your navel up through your rib cage. Deep breaths in, deep breaths out. Slowly on an exhale, return to center. Both hands holding the top knee, your left knee. Slide your left foot back towards that right buttock so that you've got one knee above the other. Take your arms out to the sides, bring your arms up above your head, reaching up. So we're going to drop the left hand down between your shoulders and take the right hand up between your shoulders. So this is Garudasana, eagle pose. Deep breaths in, deep breaths out. Being aware of your base. I'm going to have a little fold forwards. You probably won't be able to do this on the other side, but this is the side where I can do it. I'm folding forwards. And then I'm coming up here. Releasing your arms. Just holding your feet for a moment. So then if we release left leg and coming back to the all fours. And we'll go straight into pigeon on the other side. So the left knee comes to the left wrist and the foot goes across. So you've got this diagonal movement, the foot goes across to the right. So now you're sliding your right leg back. So after all that flexion on the other side, now your right leg is going along. So don't be in a rush here, just settle into this side. Think of your low ribs, feel them expanding and relaxing and expanding and relaxing. So you can sink down over the legs, folding forwards. Coming slowly up. Hands coming in a little bit closer, up onto your fingertips. So you've lifted away from your left thigh. You're pressing down through the left shin. The weight on your fingers is getting lighter, so you're much more in the full supported pose. Breastbone moving forwards. Another deep breath in. As you breathe out, you're going to drop down onto your left buttock, bringing your right foot forwards. And we'll do that a couple of times. Just go from rolling up onto pigeon pose to dropping down and bringing that leg forwards. Just do that once more. And you do these things slowly, carefully, with awareness of the joints. So you've come into your half cross-legged posture, feeling the opening in this right hip. So we can pick up the right leg behind the knee and bring the foot to the outside of the left thigh. Just make sure you're not sitting on your left heel, your underneath heel. So again, put something under your buttock if necessary. So we're going to bring the left arm around the knee and bring your right fingers just to the floor behind. I want you to feel very relaxed and open across your collarbones. So feeling a different sensation in your buttocks now, the sides of your buttocks. Use your out breaths to soften and relax. Each out breath is a little bit more letting go. On your next out breath, we're going to slowly return to center. I'm supporting my knees. I bring the foot to the side of that left buttock. Doesn't work on this side for me, but you want the knee above the underneath knee. So again, Garudasana legs. So ideally the knees should be one above the other. Bring your arms up above your head, reaching up. So this time, right arm dropping down, left arm going out and up. Staying with that, deep breaths. Another deep breath in. As you breathe out, slowly fold forwards if that works for you. Don't do it otherwise, but just move yourself forwards using the breath, staying with your awareness, moving away from anything that's painful. Deep breaths in and deep breaths out. Another deep breath in. As you breathe out, slowly coming up here. Releasing your arms. Rest your hands on your feet. And this time when we uncrossing the legs, we're going to tilt back into Shavasana. So rolling back, letting yourself rest in Shavasana. Bending both knees, put your both feet on the floor. Bringing your feet flat so the ankles are onto your knees. You can really feel into your heels, stretching your toes. So after all of that asymmetrical work, we're going to come into a bridge. So go down for your heels. Let your arms move up and overhead, opening up all of those joints. Make the heels, the legs do the work, so you're not pushing your torso up to the ceiling. And then let your buttock muscles go, let your belly go, let your ribs go. Hanging bridge. Slowly replace spine, vertebra by vertebra. I'm leaving my arms on the floor overhead as I slowly come down through the spine. Let's bring the knees over the chest. Let's just hug the knees. Little rock from side to side. And rolling all the way up to sitting. Putting on your socks and tops. Your comfortable cross-legged position. If you're not going to be cross-legged, or you can use your bolsters, you can also have your legs long, or you can kneel over your bolsters. So finding upright spine, you can sit as well on a chair. So whatever position you've taken, it needs to be steady. So coming into sensations of steadiness and balance. And focusing on the natural breath. So don't worry about the mechanics of the breath for the moment, just notice the breath. And now start to breathe diaphragmatically. So in other words, as you breathe in, feel your low ribs expand, the whole rib cage expanding. Hold on to some of that expansion as you breathe out. And now returning to normal breathing, relaxing your body from head to toes, from toes to head. Feeling that sense of release, head to toes, toes to head. Now become aware of the tip of your nose and the breath at the tip of your nose. So you're narrowing your focus down to the tip of your nose. Air coming in, air going out at the very tip of your nostrils. As distracting thoughts come in, just let them go. So each time thoughts come in, just don't engage with them, but just let them pass on. Start to become aware of the mantra, so hum. So on the in-breath, hum on the out-breath. Mentally repeating so hum as you breathe. And now start to notice where the so hum arises in your mind. Focus on so hum, where it arises in your mind, with the merest awareness of breath. And starting to prepare to lie back on your mats, rest over your bolsters, keeping the awareness of SoHam, listening to SoHam, even as you prepare to rest back and come into your Shavasana. And once you've laid back, your body has found the ground, settled. Come back to the awareness of the stillness, the steadiness, and the constant repetition of SoHam. So notice the change in breath. Bring the SoHam back to the breath. Feel as though the SoHam is in the very center of your being now. Waves of energy and thought circling the center of your being, but they are not at the center. You are at the center. SoHam. Notice what it feels like to rest. How does your body feel? Your mind, your breath. So from SoHam, at the very center of your being, start to expand this awareness of your breath right to the periphery of your body, starting to breathe more deeply, more noisily, and starting to wriggle and stretch fingers and toes, extend your arms and legs. And as you breathe more deeply, allow some yawns, reaching up and down the sides of your body, until eventually you feel ready to bring both knees up over the front of your body. And as you hug your knees, draw your knees to you, really appreciate your body. for the way it is right here, right now. Thanking your body. However it is right here, right now. Be grateful to your body. And then when you're ready, roll onto one side. You can bring yourself slowly to sitting from your side. Keep your eyes closed. Just place your hands one on top of the other over your heart center. And be aware of this connection, this link. Heart, body, mind, breath. Feel the breath beneath your hands, the warmth of your hands on your body. Dropping in to the heart space. Listening to your heart. Thanking your heart for being with you right here, right now. In your own time, begin to bring the palms of the hands together. The practice is complete.